Big news equals time to let your voice be heard here, people. So 205-448-1358, the number to call in the next call-in segment. 205-448-1358. Continue the conversation on Scott Cochran, and is Kirby Smart the threat now to Nick Saban? So you got a thought, you got an opinion. Now is your time to let your voice be heard. 205-448-1358. But back in live from the break here on the hottest show on the streets, best form of Crimson Tide football news, notes, and information in my own words with yours truly, Stephen Smith. And as we continue this conversation, is Kirby Smart a threat now? Is Kirby Smart a threat to Nick Saban? He's definitely becoming a thorn in Nick Saban's side, I'll say that. But is he a threat? Was this move to poach Scott Cochran away from Nick Saban, was this move to take away what some people call Nick Saban's secret sauce, Nick Saban's secret weapon, Nick Saban's secret je ne sais quoi, as you will? Is this the move that finally puts Kirby Smart ahead of Nick Saban? Is this move finally the move that has Kirby Smart giving that Deontay Wilder gut-busting right-hand punch to the face of Nick Saban? Is this the move? I'll explain this right now. Kirby Smart has got to be able to defend backup quarterbacks before this becomes the move. I mean, just due to he's already been punked out by backup quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts beat him in the SEC championship game coming off the bench. Tua Tagovailoa, of course, we all remember, second and 26 from the 2018 title game off the 2017 season. So a lot has to be done in the arena of Kirby Smart to be able to finally give that final jabbing blow to Nick Saban. But one thing I'm going to tell you this, the matchup on September 19th, fans, if you have not marked that date on your calendars yet, you need to check your posts. September 19th, circle it, put a star by it, Google it, hashtag it, highlight it. I don't care what you got to do. Put that date on the calendar. Don't get married on this date. Don't plan a vacation on this date. Don't do nothing on this date but watch Alabama, Georgia. This game, with this stunt that Kirby Smart has pulled, with this move, September 19th, Alabama, Georgia, Bryant-Denny, and the upcoming season instantly now becomes the game of the year, just due to all of the big pieces in this play when you talk Nick Saban and his coaching staff and the players versus now Kirby Smart, Scott Cochran, and the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, Kirby, to me, does he become a threat? First and foremost, he's got to develop his players, to be honest with you. I mean, we look at Kirby's been able to recruit, and bringing Scott Cochran in will help out more with that recruiting. But at some point, that recruiting has to turn into championships, right? Because Georgia fans are becoming very antsy in terms of Kirby. They're saying, Kirby, how long? Baby, how long now, baby? Baby, we waiting on this championship, honey bunch. When is it coming in, boo-boo? We've been waiting on this, Kirby. We haven't had a ring since 1980, Kirby. We're talking about Vince Dooley, Kirby. We're talking about our son, Herschel Walker's son. We haven't touched the title since 1980, Kirby. I mean, we got there in 2017. You did that, son. But you allowed Tua Tagovailoa, or whatever his name is, to come off the bench and beat us, Kirby. What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take, Kirby? I mean, we had a number one class in 2018, Kirby, but all of them boys done left us, including Justin Fields, who's becoming a beast at Ohio State. What's it gonna take, Kirby, for us to win? Georgia fans right now, they're crying out in lust, in demand, in wanting to know, Kirby, this was a good move to bring in to Scott Cochran, but is this going to work, Kirby? Is this going to bring us championships? Recruiting's one thing, making the moves is another thing. But Kirby, we as the Georgia fan base, we can't help but to stare over on the west side of the world and see all those trophies on Nick Saban's desk. Kirby, we can't help but to look over at the left side of the world and see all those rings on Nick Saban's desk. Kirby, we can't help but to look over at the left side of the world and see all the rings on Nick Saban's hand in that darn Aflac commercial. So Kirby, what's it gonna take? What is it gonna take, Kirby, for us, the Georgia family over here in Athens, to win a national title and finally deliver the gut-busting jab we've been waiting for so long to give to one Nicholas Lou Saban Jr.? I mean, to get Scott Cochran, it was a good move. It was a strategic move on behalf of Kirby Smart. Now, he's not going to serve as their strength and conditioning coach. He's going to serve as their special teams coach. The question is, can Scott Cochran be an on-field coach? I'm not putting anything against him. I'm not putting anything outside of his realm of possibility because he's going to be able to recruit to high heaven. But the question is, can he coach special teams? For 13 years, he was with Alabama as a strength and conditioning coach. Now, he spent time with the New Orleans Saints. He spent time. I believe he was with the LSU Tigers when Nick Saban was there, if I'm not mistaken. I know he spent time in New Orleans doing some athletic venues. I know he was with. I want to say he was with the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna have to fact check that, but he was doing some coaching things prior to coming to the University of Alabama and joining Nick Saban as the strength coach. But can Scott Cochran be an on-field coach? That's the question. Can he coach special teams? Can he put together a system? Can he put together a philosophy? Can he put together a on-field package? Can he put together a scheme, if you will, at Georgia to help the kickers, to help the punters, to help the kick return guys, the punt return guys, the punt coverage, the kickoff coverage? Can he put together a system? Can he put together a package that will help Georgia be efficient, effective on special teams? Because I have never seen, of course, you, the Alabama faithful, in terms of fans, you guys have never seen Scott Cochran be an on-field coach with a title by his name. Of course, we have seen him on the field jump up and down, yelling and screaming, holding the four fingers in the air, and popping in his daily vitamin on the sidelines coaching Alabama football. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen those things, but we have not seen him, with the clipboard, right? We haven't seen him with a clipboard in his hand going, all right, we're going to go fake punt right, 7-5 offside kick left, B hurdle. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna kick the ball off the trajectory of the right leg. Make sure it's got that spin. Make sure it's got the spin motion. Make sure it's got the spin motion. Have it over the cross. Have it over the doggone crossbar. If we're kicking from the left hash or the right hash, can we take some of the divot off the grass and make sure it's kicked right? Okay, punter, we're gonna go end over end, punter, end over end. Okay, we want that thing split in the thirds now. I want that ball placed on the 1 foot line so we can go down there and down that thing at the 1. We have not seen Scott Cochran do that. So until we, I guess, see Scott Cochran do that, we'll have a gist of, can he do it? Does he have the ability to do it? But a chess move from Kirby Smart, a chess move, going out there and trying to see, can he end the Nick Saban run? Now, I understand for a lot of you people out there, you're wondering, is the dynasty over? Has Kirby Smart ended the Nick Saban dynasty with getting Scott Cochran? I'll put it to you like this. I'll say this. It's not overly hard to be a strength and conditioning coach. Now, there were some things that Scott Cochran did that was just special, that was unique, that was different. I understand that. But it's not overwhelmingly hard to be a strength coach. As long as you come in with an identity, a philosophy, a structure, and a plan, and you believe in that plan, and you trust that plan, and you study that plan, and you research that plan, but most importantly, when you become flexible, that's the big word, that's the sexy term for the day. When you become flexible, with that plan being, you're not afraid to change things. You're not afraid to alter things. You're not afraid to mix things up for the betterment of the team, the program, and the players. As long as you have a plan and you're able to be flexible with that plan, as long as you can win the interview with Nick Saban and explain your plan and state your case, and Coach Saban is able to vibe with you. And then third and foremost, as long as you're able to have that relationship and fit with what Miss Amy Bragg does in terms of nutritionist, Miss Amy does a phenomenal job. She is counting the calories of these players, counting the carbs, prepping the meals, making sure these players are eating healthy, eating right, eating clean, and converting that food into fuel and power on the field. So that's what she does. And then you have Jeff Allen, who's at the top of the game in terms of the technology and performance and making sure that these players are at tip-top shape, running and jumping and moving and speed, and he's in full fluidity in terms of the technology. So as long as you get somebody that's got a plan, that sticks to it, that vibes with Nick Saban, that understands what Coach Saban wants and is able to produce that, and then have somebody that can fit right in there with that plan and continue with what Miss Amy Bragg and what Jeff Allen do, then that's all you want. That's all you want. Scott Cochran played a big role. Scott Cochran played a huge role. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to change. You got to be able to evolve. And I go back to this. Paul Bear Bryant evolved. When he saw the game was changing, when he saw different things going on, he didn't stick with just what he knew. He evolved. He changed. He mixed some things around. He altered some things. And that's what kept him on top. Nick Saban, in terms of defensive recruiting and in terms of offense, if Nick Saban did not want to evolve, do you think Lane Kiffin's in here? Heck no! Especially with how controversial he is. Do you think Steve Sarkisian's in here? No! So Nick Saban, not afraid to change, not afraid to evolve, not afraid to grow, not afraid to learn. Once you become afraid or stubborn and not want to learn and not want to grow and not want to evolve, you become stagnant. So the biggest thing here for Kirby Smart is, yes, he brings in a Scott Cochran, but until Kirby understands how to develop and grow his own players, develop his own guys, even with the Scott Cochran, I don't think it's going to be that much of a help there to Kirby. But we're going to take another break here on the show. When we get back, it's your time again, folks. Your calls, comments, thoughts, and concerns on the other side of the break.
T-Town Menswear in the University Mall in Tuscaloosa. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.